Whoa. What is good, y'all? Welcome to Let's Cap. I'm your host, Ronald Cabang from wagertalk.com and themoneybar.com. Yesterday didn't end up betting anything, even after the show that we broke down, the MLB slate or whatever. But yeah, wagertalk.com, I didn't end up giving out any place to clients. I didn't bet anything myself. But for the most part, some NBA, WNBA plays today. There's 4 games on the board here, and I have 3 bets. Hopefully, we get back on track because Wednesday was not a good day. So, still hitting a good percentage on the season. So hopefully, we just get back on track. And then MLB, we have a pretty decent slate, but I only have time to do 2 games in the W and then 3 games on the bases MLB. So we'll get there after the W. But make sure to drop the games that you guys want to see broken down. Let's get into it here. Let's share the screen. All right. First one I want to go through just because I do have a play on it, but I kind of want to get there on another one within the same game. It's the Dream and the Aces here. We have the Dream and the Aces. Line is up to. Actually, let me just double check this if this is the correct number. Line is up to. Oh, it's still 10.5. And total is up to 166 at some books, 160 and a half, 165 and a half. So it's kind of all over the place as far as total goes. If we go to themoneybar.com, we do have baller systems on each side. We have the baller system to the over as well. If we look at the schedule, we have the Dream coming off of that loss to Seattle. We have the Aces coming off of the loss to Dallas. This is their first game at home off a 3-game road trip. Then they got to go on the road again to Phoenix. If we look at the Dream, this is their second game on the road. They did have 5 straight games at home where they played pretty solid overall. If we look at historical matchup, this is the third matchup of the season. The Aces took the last one in July. The Dream actually won the one earlier on in the season. Both games went under by a huge margin, 16 points and 20 points to the under. A couple things to look at from a stat perspective, and we'll pull in full season and after the break. So the biggest thing I want to show here after the break, from full season to after the break, is this offensive rating here for the Dream. Dead last in offensive rating on the season, but 7th in offensive rating since the break here. To me, I think a lot of that has to do with them being at home and feeling comfortable at home for the most part. But you can see their effective field goal percentage is still pretty low. They do get to the free throw line at a decent rate. Offensive rebounding is pretty solid, and Aces give that up a good chunk. Their turnover rate is a lot better with Jordan Canada running the point position, and that's probably why their offense is a lot better here. The Aces, though, they've been doing a lot better as far as forcing turnovers since the Olympic break. You can see here average points per game, 83. The Aces team total is at 87.5, I believe. That's what let me just double check to make sure it's still the same here. I guess it's 87.5 here. There's an 88.5 at DraftKings. But I did take the 87.5. You can see the Dream only allowing 77.5. The Aces only averaging 83 since the Olympic break here. And you could see offensively on these spots, points off turnovers not doing well, second chance points not doing well, fast break points dead last as well. If you look at their points in the paint attempts up there in the top of the league. Field goal percentage in the paint, decent, but you can see Dream defending that pretty well. Tina Charles won't be there today, but I think they have a decent enough defense overall to go ahead and to kind of cover that for a one-off game. 3-point shooting not been great for the Aces as well here from the corner three. Been shooting a little bit better above the break, but they're not taking a lot of attempts. And you can see here, Dream, they limit above the break 3-point attempts as well since the break. A lot of things look towards the Dream covering, actually. So 4-1-1 ATS since the break. Look at the Aces. They haven't covered a game since the Olympic break. Also, the unders, 5-1 to the under in the first half. You can see here, team total 6-0 to the under on the full game. And then first half, team total unders for their opponents in the first half. A lot of things pointing towards the under. What I did take was the Aces team total under, and then we'll look at something here. We'll go to Killer Sports. We'll look at this here and go to team. Team equals, season. (2024) team equals Aces. What I want to show here is the DPS. DPS is delta points scored, meaning like what they, if they went up over, it's a positive number. If they went under, it's a negative number. And the Aces here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unders, team total unders in a row. This one didn't even go. This one was a push on the team total. So really struggling on the offensive side of the ball, and that's where I kind of went with this one. But what I wanted to get to was the first half under in general, because if we pull in not only the Olympic break, but the full season, first half unders for this Aces team 22 and 8 to the under, 12 and 4 to the under, specifically as home favorites. And then in their spots here, when they're more rested, 7-1 to the under in the first half. Less rested for the Dream, 5-1 to the under in the first half. As road dogs, 7-1-1 to the under in the first half. So a lot of things pointing towards first half under in general. And then that team, more stuff towards the team total under here for the Aces on the season. Look how profitable it has been to take Aces team total unders, 22 and 8, and then as home favorites, 12 and 4 to the under. So team total under for me, I kind of want to get there with the first half under. All right, so let's go to one more WNBA game, and we'll do Minnesota Dallas, and then we'll head over to MLB. All right, so we got the Lynx and the Wings. We do have in-season revenge for the Lynx. Wings on a letdown spot, and then the over on a baller system here. And that's kind of where I wanted to go, is the over. Anytime the Wings are at home, I want to look towards the over. You can see here at home, look at the amount of points they're scoring: 101, 91, 113, 93. And they're also giving up a ton of points when they're at home: 93, 109, 110, 90. A lot of points to be had in this game here. And if we look at historical matchups, they did go over in all 3 matchups so far this season. And it's gradually gone up. So we did start at 162.5, 161.5, 164. Now it's all the way up to 171. And it probably has to do with current form of the Lynx offense. Because if you look at post break, look at this offense here for the Lynx: 111.27 first since the break, and the Wings are second, 107.75 since the break. And look at that defense there, dead last still for the Wings on the season and since the break. Although the Lynx defense has been pretty solid since the break, I do think that the Wings should still be able to score here enough to get it over. They push the pace. For the most part, they push the pace, most likely because they can't rely on their defense. They got to rely on scoring. And if you look at some of the points here, 88.6 points per game, 88.4 points per game allowed, 96.4. A lot of things pointing to a lot of points here. Obviously, the defensive numbers here for the Lynx look pretty solid, but like I said, Wings offense at home specifically, not only since the break, but also just in general. If we go to the home road splits, 14 games at home, 103 offensive rating, average points per game at home, 88.36, allowing the most points per game at home too, 92.43. So, like I said, everything pointing to a lot of points here, specifically to the over. And then if you look at from a side perspective, Wings, not that great, 9-20-1 ATS on the season, 21-11 full game for the Lynx there. In their spots, home dogs, 3-6 full game, 2-6-1 in the first half, 5-2 in the full game for the Lynx as road favorites. More over trends here, 20-10 to the over on the full season, 8-1 as home dogs, even more so when they're rested, 5-2 to the over. Team totals, Wings, we talked about their offense at home, 8-1 to their team total over as home dogs, 5-2 to the over as road favorites for the Lynx here. Then this one for their opponents. So I was actually looking towards taking the Lynx team total over as well specifically, but I do feel like I want to take advantage of the Wings offense at home as well, just in case the Lynx kind of let down in this spot here. But Wings opponents 24-5-1 to their team total over as home at home in general 13-1. So like I said, everything pointing towards an over type game, Lynx team total over or the full game. So let's move over to. Sorry, I didn't see any. So looking at the chat, some people are mentioning some WNBA. So Lynx -6, Fever -5, line moves since I think Fever just because Kennedy Carter, the line has moved because Carter I believe is out. Let me just double check here. Carter is confirmed out. Yeah. And then sorry, let me go back here. Carter's confirmed out. Lynx -6. I can't talk anyone off Lynx right now. They're just playing the best ball out of any team in the league. First half over makes sense. Minnesota versus Fever. They're not playing each other. Minnesota versus Fever. Not really sure which game you're talking about there. Okay. Let's move over to the MLB. Got my guy Munaf here. What is good? Munaf, can you hear me? Oh, you're on mute, bro.
Yeah, there you go. Took a little while to unmute. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Chilling. Took yesterday off from Wager Talk. Didn't post a play. So hopefully we get back on track today. I have 3 in the W, but nothing in the MLB yet. So hopefully we can get to a play that I want to bet on. Have you bet anything yet today?
Yeah, so I opened up. I took the opening 8.5 for the Yankees Cardinals game. Today I think it's Stroman versus Fetty.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at also Diamondbacks money line and Mets team total over.
Let's go to Diamondbacks first because I see Mark A calling that game out. Yeah, no, he didn't.
Mark Ringlight.
He knows. He knows to wait now. All right, let's go to Diamondbacks first. All right, so we got Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks, slight home dogs here. Kershaw versus Gallen. Diamondbacks rating system, a +4 there. So the edge towards them. Schedule, first game of the series. Dodgers coming off 2 straight wins against Baltimore. Diamondbacks coming off of that loss yesterday to the Mets. Kershaw, last 5 starts. Struggled in his last one, gave up 5 earned runs, 9 hits. No home runs. Doesn't give up home runs often. Did struggle against the Padres here. Gallen, last 5 starts. Had a strong start here. Kind of going back and forth, right? Good start, bad start, good start, bad start. So kind of rotating between the two. Wonder if it's correlated to home and road.
And that's the main reason I played it. Zach Gallen at home has been very, very profitable. On the road, it's just a completely different story for him.
Gotcha. Okay, so we go to the team. So splits by starter here. Kershaw only 6 starts this season, 3-3 full game. If we look at Gallen, 12-7-3 on the first 5, 13-9 full game. Home dog, not great, but home favorite, definitely the spot here. Only one instance as a home dog though. Totals, nothing really significant. Maybe a lean towards first 5 under for Gallen there, 13-9 to the under. Dodgers versus right-handed pitchers, solid in the first 5, 52, 36, and 5 overall. As road favorites, though, just 17, 15, and 3. So most of that is as home favorites. Not road favorites, not that great. Diamondbacks versus left-handed pitchers. Nothing too significant here. Only 2, 3, and 1 in the first 5 as home dogs. 2 and 4 on the full game. If we look towards the totals, though, lean to the over here. So Diamondbacks versus left-handed pitchers, over his first 5 and full game, specifically as home dogs, 5 and 1 to the over. And then Dodgers versus right-handed pitchers, 56% first 5 and full game to the over. As road favorites, more in the first 5 than anything. 21, 13, and 1 to the over first 5. Last 30 days. Last 30 days, 4-1 for Gallen here, 2-0 at home. Overs for Gallen, full game 3-1-1 versus right-handed pitchers, still pretty solid for the Dodgers. Diamondbacks not as great here, but as home dogs are 1-0, first 5 and full game. Still to the over though, 16-4-1 to the over, first 5 for the Dodgers versus right-handed pitchers, including 8-2 as road favorites. Diamondbacks versus left-handed pitchers, first 5 overs, 62.5% there, 5 and 3. So first off the trends, kind of looking toward first 5 over. Bats, Diamondbacks offense still pretty solid here, 6.2 runs per game. Dodgers up there, 5 runs per game. Both pretty solid offensively. So over still makes sense to me. Diamondbacks really relying on power here, but Kershaw doesn't give up a lot of home runs. From a pitching perspective, we do see a little bit of positive regression for Gallen, but not too much. Pretty consistent here. Actually, pretty consistent for both of these starting pitchers. And if we go to the bullpen, both have been pretty solid, but a lot of negative regression from a Dodgers side. So I can see why you would say full game versus full game Diamondbacks, because is it because of the bullpen?
Yeah, I think so. I would expect Gallen to at least maybe be out there at least 6-7 innings, obviously if the pitch count is under control. It's a small sample, RC, but since 2019, Zach Gallen has faced the Dodgers 5 times at home in particular. He's 5-0 straight up, 5-0 on the run line.
Starter. That's the matchup, right? Matchup wise.
Yeah, matchup wise against the Dodgers in particular. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So Gallen start. Man, he's been pretty strong the last since July, middle of July here. Won 6 of the last 7. Let's look at home. Zach Gallen at home. You already took the money line?
I'm almost there. It opened up at plus odds yesterday. Let me see if it's still there. It was around plus 110 when it opened.
Gotcha.
Right now it's sitting at it's actually improved at plus 117, or you're getting better odds if you want the Diamondbacks. I think TMB has it rated as a 4 as well.
You know what's crazy is how many games he started against a left-handed pitcher at home. It's kind of interesting. 4-3 straight up. Man,
it makes me nervous that like the Dodgers offense is like starting to hit the baseball, man. That's the part that's making me nervous.
Gotcha. Starter runs allowed for. You know, I wish give me the dog would pop up. Hold on. They don't even show first 5 on Killer Sports.
Yeah, that's the part I hate about Killer. They don't have that first 5 like Give Me the Dog does.
All right, first 5 for Gallen. He gets run support. And then at home, there you go. 3.64. 4.2. First 5 over. Man, a lot of that's right here though. I think because if
against
you
the
look at
Rockies, right?
the trends, it's actually 5-2 to the under.
Yeah. You got like 7-0s, 3-0 loss, 3-0
Yeah,
win.
that's interesting. I mean, I would still look in that direction just because bullpen, and I think even from a starting pitcher perspective, it does seem like Gallen should have the advantage, or D-back should have the advantage in the starting pitcher
Yeah. I want to see
on the
how
road.
Kershaw does against the Diamondbacks.
Like in general.
Yeah, 9-5. Yeah, 9-5 straight up, 95 run line since 2019.
Man, he's been pretty
But he's not the
solid.
same pitcher, obviously, he was 5 years ago. So I think that,
I mean, would you
yeah,
think overs?
I may just stay away.
Stay away.
I would think so. I want to see how
Because
Dodgers do in division.
they're both. Oh, I see. LJ said something about it.
You take a look at first game of the series.
No, I didn't. Let's look at that. Let's go Dodgers. First game of the series, 27-16. 16, 20, and 7 in the first 5, though. And then we go road favorite, maybe. 11-6 full game. 5-10-2 in the first 5. Nothing really significant from a total perspective. Were they coming off a road game or a home game? Maybe PA. Oh,
Who,
they're coming off
Dodgers?
a home game. Yeah. So home to road, 4-4.
Yeah, Dodgers
Look
at
at
home against the Orioles.
first 5, 2-5-1 on the first 5 money line. 6-2 to the under. 6-2.
Check
to
out
the
Dodgers in division on the road first game series.
5-1 to the over. Is that
Yeah.
right? Division A.
Yeah, and then first 5 is, or if you want to go full game, they're
4-2.
almost scoring 9 runs. I mean, it's a very small sample, but
Yeah. Let me do D-backs real quick. Three and 2. Nothing really significant there. Let's just do home. Yeah, there's nothing really strong on either side here. But if we
I
look at
haven't bet it yet.
if we look at the stats specifically, though, it points to the Diamondbacks bullpen, starting pitcher, and even the offense. The only thing is that they rely on home runs, and Kershaw doesn't give that up too much. So that's the only issue that I would have with it. So you definitely lean towards D-backs on this one, but probably wouldn't bet it either. Padres Rays. I think someone else said Padres too. Yeah, Padres Rays. We'll go to that one.
I think Apollo did.
Padres Rays. All right, Padres Rays. We have Rays slight home favorites here. Total at 7.5. We got Perez versus Bradley, lefty versus righties. Slight lean to the Rays on the rating system. We do have a baller system backing the Padres. From a schedule perspective, first game of the series, first game at home after a long road trip for the Rays there. Padres coming off of that loss, 2 straight losses actually to the Cardinals. Yesterday, Rays lost to the Mariners 6-2. Perez last 5 starts. He's been giving up home runs at a consistent rate, but earned runs not. I mean, it's not like he's giving up that many. Last couple of starts didn't last too long though. Had some control issues here. If you look at Bradley, he's been giving up more runs and home runs than Perez. I mean, to me, it kind of seems like an over type game already. Control some control issues here. Obviously, did well here, but got lit up. Um, Even went 6 innings here in those 2 games. If we go to full season,
So the only part
full
that makes me
season
nervous
trend.
about the over is
Yeah,
that Bradley is 9-1 towards the under at home.
yeah, I'm seeing all these unders right here.
Yeah.
So splits by starter. First 5, neither of these starters doing well. 13, 4, and 2 to the first in the first 5. Sorry, 4, 13, and 2 in the first 5. 6, 10, and 5 in the first 5 for Perez. And then unders for Bradley 7. Is that because he's not getting run support? Probably, right?
Yeah.
So 12 and 7 to the under first 5. 14 and 5 to the under full game, and then as home favorites 4 and 1 to the under. If we look at versus right-handed versus left-handed pitchers for these teams, Padres versus right-handed pitchers as road dogs actually pretty decent. That's profitable here as dogs. 13 and 10, 13, 10 and 1 in the first 5, and then 14 and 10 on full game. But versus left-handed pitchers, especially as home favorites, they take care of business here. 8 and 4 straight up first 5 and full game. Full game 19 and 13. Overall totals, I mean, overall, slight lean to the over, but nothing really significant in their spots here. Even a lean
Yeah.
towards the under as road dogs for Padres, 14, 9, and 1. Let's look at last 30 days. Look at that. So Perez 5 and 0 full game, even though he's 1, 3, and 1 in the first 5. But Bradley
Yeah.
struggling, or Ray's struggling with Bradley 0 and 5 in the first 5, just 1 and 4 in the full game, giving up runs here, 4 and 1 to the over first 5. 4 and 1 to the under for Perez in the first 5 versus left-handed pitchers really struggling here the last 30 days. Only 4 games, but 0, 3, and 1 in the first 5 and 1 and 3 on the full game. If we go to the totals, slightly to the over in the for the Rays, 1 and 3 and 1 to the under for the slightly to the over for the Padres. 3 and 1 to the under for the Rays on the full game. Bats, Rays offense really struggling right now, just 3 runs per game. That's probably why there's a lot of unders on their side. 5.2 for the Padres. A lot of the advanced numbers, the Padres have the advantage there. Just overall, Rays really struggling with Ks as well. Perez is a pretty decent strikeout pitcher, about like the top half of the league as far as Ks per 9. Pretty solid control there. Does give up home runs at a high rate, but Rays not hitting home runs. 23 only, and their ISO is really low. Barrel rate is low, so not expecting a lot of runs here from the Rays side. But look at that negative regression here from Perez. 2.7 ERA, 5.19 FIP, 3.86 xFIP as well. Seems like first five over. To me would be the way to go, and that kind of goes with Bradley there. First 5 over, because Bradley sucks, and then Perez take advantage of the negative regression.
Check out the Nerfy.
The Nerfy,
Yeah.
for
Skis
last 30
mentioned Nerfy.
days
I think it's just overall.
overall. You're talking about right here, Bradley or Perez?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go full season.
Just two for full season.
Gotcha. Are you talking about these spots right here?
Yeah, I think Ski's
5 and
pointing it out.
1, 14 and 23. Gotcha. 80. Can you check out Bradley K's at home? Padres don't K much, but Bradley K's. Oh yeah. Bradley K's at home. Let's see if we can pull that up.
How many innings has he been going? That's the biggest thing with him.
All right, so man, what the heck? So home, he's 9 and 1 to the under.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. It's just because he doesn't get a lot of run support. Ski said he's playing the Nerfy.
So would you go Rays team total under?
Rays team total under. I did that like twice against the Mariners. I went 1 and 1, I think. I mean, I would think so, because look at this. Just 2.1 runs per game.
What's
First five
Bradley's
is
first
just
five?
one. Huh?
7-3 to the under.
First, oh yeah, 7.
I was just gonna mention Taj Bradley first five, his first five under.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, specifically for the race side. But then Perez negative regression though, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would think. Let me just check here, and a. So
Yeah.
he get first five for the opponents is 2.88 runs. So he's actually giving it up to 4, 3, and 1 to the over, 2, 4, and 2.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look,
he doesn't really get much
he's
run
giving it
support
up
in that
early.
first five
Like if you
either.
take his last, yeah, it just feels like almost a Padres spot.
Just Padres money line.
Man, tell Ski they're playing a dome. Yeah, Ski said potential showers and wind blowing. I'm like, man, they're playing a dome.
It's fucked up. Alright. That's fucked up. Okay, so all right, full game 5-2, 5-2-1 to the over though. Man. All right, so the unders are probably happening because neither of these starters are getting run support, but they're both giving up runs in the first five, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So would you play a
That's how
live
it's
under
happening
after the
for both
fifth
of these
inning?
starters right now. Man, I think it's first five over, dude. I know it says under, but I feel like they're gonna give it up. I think both starters are gonna give up.
Let me see what the first five team total. I feel like a Padres first five team total would be the look.
Padres first five season. All right, let's look at that real quick.
Ski tripping, man. That's when you know he hasn't been betting baseball this season.
Yeah. Or I mean, I think what you say about the full game Rays team total under makes sense still though, because Padres bullpen is solid. So, and look at their Ks per nine. I don't think the Rays will be able to get runs off of that bullpen. And if we look at Perez, he's at 5.2, but he stayed his last two starts. He didn't go that far, under 5 innings. It's either
Padres full game.
Padres
Rays
full
team total
game
under.
or Rays team total under full game.
Yeah.
You think Padres team total over? Hold on, let me go back to.
If it's 1.5, I'd be tempted.
Taj Bradley at home. See, that's the part that's stupid. Because if it's 0,
Do you like last
0,
five
1,
starts?
last five in general?
Yeah, like his last five home starts. No, just at home.
Oh, at home. So that's what, 6:30? Man, still unders. Full game unders. So that Rays team total under still in play, right?
Yeah, it's 3.5 today.
Okay, let me do this real quick. And F3. Wait, aren't they road favorites? Are they at home? Home favorites? They're not favorites at all? What the fuck?
Nah, they're underdogs.
Oh shit. They're dogs? God damn.
Padres are dogs, yeah.
Look at this. That's gross.
So to your point, RC, yeah.
This is gross. I think both of these starters
over.
about to give up runs, dude. It would be first five over for me, probably.
Yeah.
They're just giving it up. All right, let's go to.
Okay.
Oh, well, there's SoCal DJ with the under. Let's look at what he has to say. Team equals Rays and H and non-division. Western equal -7 equal 2021. Huh? Only 2 games. Rays home.
Non-division.
That's only 2 games. All right, you know what? Let's just take Rays out and see what happens in this situation. Shit, nothing. All right. Home dog. Nothing really significant. All right, so this basically what this is saying is non-divisional teams coming off a long road trip, so at least 7 straight games on the road, and then they're at home in this game. So nothing really significant on either side here. All right, so use Killer Sports. Fuck.
Yeah, it makes
All right,
sense.
team equals Rays. Why would there be that big of a gap? Oh, side streak must be so off on Give Me the Dog maybe for the previous seasons. All right, so Killer Sports says a lot of unders. 10-1 to the under. All right, so let's take this out now. To the under, so 44%.
It just applies to the Rays mostly.
Yeah, probably because their offense is whack. Okay. Look at that, straight up not winning much. They're not even showing up here either. All right, yeah, no, that's enough. First 5 over, I think, would be the one to go, just off of the starting pitchers. All right, let's go one more game here. I gotta take off soon. One more game. All right, we did Padres, Rays. Someone said Brewers. Brewers. What else is there?
Brewers have a second game of a doubleheader. You want to do Yankees
Cubs?
Cardinals?
Yankees Cardinals. Yeah, let's just do that. Yankees Cardinals. All right, so Yankees home favorites here. -172, total at 8.5. We have Fetty versus Stroman, righty versus righty. Slight lean to the Cardinals on the rating system. Yankees do have a day of rest. Cardinals coming off of the series against the Padres, 2 straight wins against them. Yankees last couple of games against left-handed pitchers struggling here. Only 2 runs each in 2 of those games. Last 5 starts for Fetty. 1 home run, 5 home runs in the last 5 starts. Pretty decent as far as earned runs given up in the last 2. Faced Minnesota and Milwaukee. Struggling with control there. So is Stroman though, but he has had better starts in his last 3. As far as like not giving up home runs, only giving up 4 earned runs in the last 3 starts too. Let's look at full season trends. Full season trends here: 16-9 in the full game for Stroman, 10-16 for Fetty, 4-10 as road dogs specifically for Fetty. Slight lean to the over on the full game because you see here road dog situation 9-5 to the over. Stroman 15-10 to the over, and then as home favorites 8-5 versus right-handed pitchers. Cardinals, nothing really significant for our overall or road dog, but you can see your Yankees versus right-handed pitchers. First 5 is a solid spot here. 26-11-4 as home favorites. 26-15 on the full game. Looking at the overs for the Yankees, especially as home favorites here, 26-13-2 to the over. In the first 5s, 26-14 to the over full game. But unders on the full game for the Cardinals, 20-11-2 as road dogs. Let's look at last 30. Last 30 here, nothing really significant. Maybe Stroman 2-1-1 first five. Fetty 1-3-1 in the first five. Unders still for Fetty, but overs for Stroman here versus last 30 days for Yankees versus right-handed pitchers. Not as great as full season. Struggling a little bit here. If we look towards totals, still overs though as home favorites. 6-2 to over first five, 5-3 to the over full game. From a stat perspective, Yankees offense a little bit better right now. 4.7 runs per game, 3.9 for the Cardinals. Not a lot of power behind the Cardinals bats right now. Only 25 home runs in 27 games. Yankees do rely on power a lot here for runs per game.
Yeah.
Neither of them striking out a lot, but Fetty and Stroman not strikeout pitchers. Fetty is giving up home runs at a decent rate. Positive regression here for Stroman, negative for Fetty. Bullpen's pretty even, I think. Bullpens are pretty even in my opinion. Which way did you go with this one, Munaf?
I took the over 8.5. It's at 9 now. I'm still good with the 9.
Gotcha.
Fetty on the road. I like fading him on the road in particular, but he gives up a lot of runs on the road. I think he's 10-5 to the over on the road this season. Stroman has struggled at home at Yankee Stadium. He's 8-5 to the over. I think this might be the series where the Yankees bats may wake up a little bit, just being back at home in the Little League ballpark.
Uh-huh.
So I like over 8.5, over 9, whatever you do get it.
Over 8.5 and a 9. Or a 9.
Yeah,
It's at 9 now.
Yeah, it's at 9. It opened 8.5 very briefly, and then moved to 9.
Fetty on the road, 5.2. Would Yankees team total is 8.5, probably juice to the over, right?
4.5 for their team total.
Yeah.
Let me see. It might just be 5.5 plus money, just because they're so heavily favored.
Yeah.
Let me just double check here.
You think they can get to Stroman? Cardinal?
I mean, yeah, just look at his home starts, man. It just has not been very good for him. I do see it come down to 8.5, so it might just be 4.5 for their team total. Yeah, 4.5 minus 125.
Man, look at straight overs here. What was that? 8 in a row?
8 in a row, yeah.
Yeah, for the Yankees. For Stroman.
For Stroman, yeah.
Full game. Starter runs allowed 3.08. First five, 2.69. Would you? I'm assuming that first five is 4.5.
Yeah, let me check the weather because I don't know why this number is coming down.
Thanks, SoCal. That's good to know. So I won't use division, but everything else should be good, I think. All right, so Stroman, Fetty. Is this for is this first game of series? Yeah, first game of series.
Yeah.
Let's do Cardinals.
Yeah, no no weather concerns in this game. I think if you don't trust the Cardinals bats, then maybe I would just look at a Yankees team total over.
4.5. Cardinals bats. So they scored 4-4-5, 4-3-0-6-3. Man. There's only one game where he didn't get enough run support to get over that 4.5 in his last 5 starts. He doesn't get a lot of run support. Fetty, only one game where he got more than 3 runs. And he gives up home runs at a pretty decent rate. So Yankees should I feel like Yankees should be able to get to him. He doesn't strike out a lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike teams out a lot. So I would look towards. You don't think Yankees can win on the run line here?
I don't trust Stroman.
There's so much positive regression right there that's happening that I could see. And we know Cardinals bats aren't that great. They don't have a lot of power, but it's not like he's been giving up home runs. Okay, yeah, let's. I would say Yankees team total over then 4.5. Yankees team total over 4.5. All right, that's it. I got a bounce here. Federer struggling against lefties. Good call out there. All right,
He Juan Soto home run.
Juan Soto.
Lefty bat, yeah.
All right, let's stop sharing screen here. All right, before we go to top looks, sorry to have to cut the show short today. I have a meeting to pop into with the Money Baller team, getting ready for the NFL season. And so segue that into the moneyballer.com, the site we use primarily today to handicap the games. You saw stats, trends, situational notes and insights. We also have our ratings models and all that stuff put together. NFL model doesn't kick in until week 3, so but that will be there as well. All the situational notes for the NFL season are in there already, so you can see like divisional matchups, sandwich spots, look aheads to Thursday games or whatever it might be, like less rested and all that stuff. That's all in there right now by game. We also have all our season previews as well for each one of the teams in the NFL. So that's all ready to go if you are a Moneyballer subscriber. Actually, I think the season previews are actually free if you go to the content page. So even if you don't have a subscription, you can go to the content page on our site and see all the game team previews. Um, also, the moneyballer.com/discord. We're trying to get more people active in there, but we've all been busy trying to get ready for the NFL season. So even our team hasn't been too busy in there, but hopefully we can turn that around pretty soon here. But appreciate all the guys who share trends like SoCal and GB Bets. I've seen you posting there a couple times as well. So appreciate you guys for putting some stuff in there. With that said, let's go to the top looks. And we'll go to you first, Munaf, and then also make sure you plug the shows over at SGPN. And you got a new show over at the pregame as well, right?
Yeah, got obviously all the work. Well, let me start with top looks, then I'll get to all that good stuff. I think let's just say with the over in the Yankees and the Cardinals game, I'm just gonna really fade both pitchers here. I feel like this is a series where the Yankees bats could get back on schedule and just start hitting again. I know they struggled against Nationals where they had 3 left-handed pitchers going against them, which they've been pretty good against left-handed pitching for whatever reason. But yeah, I'll go with the over there. It's still there's 8.5s out there for the Yankees Cardinals, so that'll be my top look. Um, Outside of that, yeah, like you mentioned, SGPN, you can catch all my work there. MLB gambling podcasts, Propcast with Chris, like I've mentioned, and then NBA, like we mentioned, is around the corner as well. And they got 2 new pods happening on pregame.com. One will be another props specific show for the NFL season in particular. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'll have a podcast weekly with Steve Fezzik on a Fezzik Focus
Okay.
Pod. Yeah, after Monday Night Football. So we'll just kind of recap what we saw the week prior, get Fez's thoughts, and then get ready for the week of the next week for the NFL season. So busy times right now with the NFL season that is officially here.
Dope. Yeah, I met Fezzik once over at in Vegas at Teddy's house for like a party. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Pretty interesting guy. Didn't talk to him too much, but we did chat a little bit. But yeah, that sounds like a really awesome show for that one. All right, so top looks for me, man. I don't know if I want to get anything with MLB. Trying to get focused and really on the WNBA, and then so for the WNBA side, I would look towards the Aces team total under again, 22-8 to the under on the full season, 12-4 to the under as home favorites. They haven't gone over their team total in 10 straight games. So this guy, uh, not enough to bet it, not enough to bet it. But yeah,
The
so
weather's a concern.
Ace, yeah, weather's a concern in that dome. Aces team total under. I got it at 87.5. I think I saw some other books say 89.5, so we'll see. But yeah, that would be the one for me that I've already taken. I might add that first half under as well. First half aces and dream under for the game. So that's the total. That's the top look for me. And also shout out to the chat there. A lot more people popping in and sharing some information. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Um, and yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe button, share the show with all your friends. We're trying to do things a little bit differently here. I know it's not a lot of people want pick shows and stuff like that, but we're really trying to go through the process. I mean, a lot of these games I
Yeah.
haven't even bet, especially on the MLB side, but seeing them through a clear lens and just handicapping them is pretty fun. But I do want to get back there. I just want to make sure that I get back on track in the W first. So with that said, that's the end of the show. Always got to end the show like this. Whether you fade or follow, it is on you to make that call. Good luck with all your actions. Till next time. Peace.